Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Wonder Egg Priority. We're on episode 11, and last week's episode was a fucking doozy. It was a very weird one. So we had a Wonder Girl and a Wonder Killer. Really great Wonder Killer, great trans representation, good stuff. And then we went into fucking Wacko Town. First off, Mr. Sawaki seems like he's like not a villain. Not a murderer or a rapist or a child abuser or anything like that. Just kind of wants to be supportive and stuff. So, fuck. There goes all of that stuff. And then Momoe managed to succeed, I suppose. She reawakened her chick, and that went weird. Girl reawakens, turns into a ghost, disappears. Goopy stuff from the ceiling. Butterfly scythe wielding Thanatos monster girl. The fuck. So now Momoe is shuddering and shaking under a towel, which is reminiscent to some extent of the way that the statue girls look, which is kind of scary, hoping that she doesn't go in that direction. There was some weird shit about some kind of exchange of a life for a life, and so we killed Pinky, and then we force fed some of Pinky, or not Pinky, no, Panic, and force fed some of Panic's flesh into Momo's face, which she's been puking up. Wow. So, we also introduced two names, Thanatos, well, we got the Thanatos and Eros stuff. The imagery around the butterfly girl with the scythe seems to be Thanatos-esque, and also, I kind of misread that because, one, yes, Thanatos is the god of the underworld and bad juju there, but also Thanatos in Freudian psychology is like death instinct and Eros is life instinct, so it's not exactly love conquering the desire to die, but it kind of is at the same time, and we're in a weird spiritualist, metaphorical, pseudo-space situation thing, and I don't really know what's going on. But a horrifying butterfly girl, who then mentioned a character named Frill, who I thought would also be a god or something, and isn't. So what the fuck is that? Basically, a bunch of spaghetti thrown at the wall. And I don't know if it's cooked or not. I don't know if it's just if it's cooked or not. I don't know if it's gonna stick to the wall. We need more information. We need to understand more. Some intel about Akka and Ura Akka. Some intel about this whole Thanatos Eros situation, whatever that is. Whoever this Frill person is. What the fuck is going on? Why people come back to life and then turn into ghosts and not be alive? Why kill Panic? What's gonna happen to Momoe? Is she okay? Can our friends get in there and actually like save this girl from the moment before she does something crazy and maybe dies? Because those are the people that you can really, really, really save. We don't know for sure if you can save the ones that are already gone. Cool. And totally not cool at the same time. Both very uncool and also kind of cool. So, let's watch Wonder Egg Priority Episode 11 and see where we are going with this. I have no idea at the moment, so we're just gonna have to watch the episode and find out. Let's do that. I've got Episode 11 of Wonder Egg Priority up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be two versions. Picture-in-picture version available in the description, timer on YouTube, and if you want the next week's episode a little bit earlier, it'll be up on Patreon sometime today. So, let's go. Beep beep timer. Okay. Okay. What? Oh, she's alive too. Hi. Jammy, right? It's gonna happen to all of them? And Ghost. What? Other side of what? Life? Oh, hi, Manen. It very well might be in much weirder a way than you think. You're gonna be a butterfly bitch? Uh, Tossing you away to save you. Yep, okay. Uh, oh, okay, not Thanatos. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Just copying hyphen? Oh, wrong kind of laughter. You're really creepy. Wait, is that the same butterfly girl, or that's a different thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's a different chrysalis. Ah! Yeah, okay. No? Toto-chan, you are fucking scary. Also, who's that voice actress? Because she's super familiar. Yada. No, thank you. What's that? Oh, we're back to basics. Back to the lightning bug. Hi, Yeah, what's in the house? We've never gone over there, have we? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like it. I do not like it. Don't open that door without being answered. Okay. That's better. Who's at the door? Okay, so Butterfly Girl is not Dato-chan. Hyphen, then, is the butterfly one. And then Dot is like not a wasp, right? Like more like a dragonfly? And both of them are punctuation. Dot and hyphen, period. Okay. Nothing scarier than a horrifying monster that doesn't think it's scary. I'm not scary. I'm just a friend. Murder, murder, kill, kill. Okay, it's nice house. Western styled. Nice house. Okay, it's a spooky haunted house. This is bad. This is bad. Get the fuck out. Nope. Doors opening on their own. No, 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 no. No, thank you. Records, history, truth. Oh, bunch of... Is your mom on there? Temptation of death, child suicide issue worse. Cool. They're trying to solve that. Okay, this ghost shit. What the fuck? Is that Frill? Is a ghost? Right. Eggs. I see that egg up there on the wall. Crossed out character. Ghost girl. Ah! Hi. Yeah. Do not drink or eat anything that's here. Sure, backstory. You what? Oh, whoa. Flippity, 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 flippity frill. I assume. Okay. What the fuck? Sure. Camera. Yep. Okay. Is that Plati? Right. You put under constant surveillance. AI made a girl. Turned into an obsession. Uh. Uh-huh. You fucking manifested a child. What the shit? And something went very wrong. What the fuck? Can I get some chapstick? Okay. Frill like jellyfish frills, and she's alive. Precocious. Uh-huh. 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 Hey. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Now we're setting that pop thing up as something. I don't like it. We're gonna recontextualize that in a horrifying way. Which was your aim to forget that she's an AI. Who dis? Who dis? Weird way of having a conversation, but okay. Okay. Another element throws everything off. Both of them fall in love with her? I don't know. Whoa. Hey. Uh-huh. 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 Azunyan. Sure. Right. Sure. Full do not trust. Of course. For sure. All right, bud. Here in this garden. Oh, this is her place. This is her somewhere quieter. What's up? Uh-oh. Clean counters, yep. Everything changes. Hey. That's a terrifyingly rational way of looking at things. But do you? Oh, fuck. Okay, what? Wait, what? I have not picked up on what Frill wanted. Ah. Ah. Okay. That's weird. Jealousy. And so she makes these. She makes 3. That's not good. So you leave an AI with an unhinged persona to do whatever the fuck she wants. Ah. Azusa has a child. Disaster? Oh no. She's gonna murder you. She has a knife behind her back. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. The baby is saved and it's Naru? You tell me it's Naru. No fucking way. You fucking murdered her. Oh, shit. That's all anybody does. You gave her sentience, you motherfucker. Okay. Oh. Okay. This is so much shit to just dump on us in one episode. This is absurd. Like, this is its own whole show. And Frill is just in a dark room living forever because she's an AI? And connected to technology? No, where did you hear that from? Actually. Whoa. 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 No. That's a big age gap there. Let's not. Oh, fuck. You're going to break her by rejecting her. No, 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 no. Creepy. Weird. Weird. Super weird. Good response. But also going to break her. Okay, she's more resilient than that. Good. No, don't. Ah, fuck you. And thus the obsession begins. You rejecting her. So the research begins. There must have been a reason. Must have been a reason. What the fuck? Where is Frill? She connected everything. Gone into the machine. That's some lane shit. Hi. What? Frill is fucking broken. And now it's getting worse. You should not have locked her in that place for forever. And so you... It's as close as you can get. What the fuck? He took her somewhere and burned the place? Okay. Of course. How'd you become mannequins? Okay, so there's something extraneous and extra and different, which is related to Frill and is a thing. What the fuck? All right, I'm right on the edge of being lost here. I don't know. Yeah. And two of them are already taken. Whose egg is that? I feel like I've had this expression for the last 20 minutes. And I feel like it's deserved. I have no fucking clue what that was. What the shit? Great character design on Frill, though. Just a little off. Just a little spooky. A little too perfect. But the story it's like Swiss cheese, man. It's got so many holes in it. I don't know. Uh an unvanquished warrior. Naru? Well, I don't know. And I don't know is about how I feel about this episode, man. What the fuck? Okay. It's fascinating and interesting. The whole house that invites you in so that a story can be told is very classic. Very like not even horror movie tradition, but like video game horror tradition. Like is it PQ or whatever that one is. Very much feels like that kind of stuff and is very spooky and good. But also so weird. The way we transition into flashback is so strange. The number of questions that we do not answer, like why are you mannequin people now, is my biggest one. Because they're just people, and then they're mannequin people. What the fuck? I guess if they're capable of creating an AI with a full artificial body, then they're capable of basically anything. I feel like my biggest issue is that I'm not sure, and it's the same issue that we've kind of had over a couple of episodes, which is that we keep introducing these like semi-grounded things that try to have like real answers to questions, but do so in like a science fantasy sort of way, which I would buy into if we were all in this sort of science fantasy sort of lane. And then we have this sort of symbolic world type of thing. It's like if we tried to explain the technology behind the dueling arena in Utena. Like there isn't an explanation. It's just symbolic. But here we meld those lines and borders in a really strange way. Similarly, it's like if Lane had magical girl adventures as well as all the Lane computer stuff. It's two paths that don't quite intersect in a way that makes sense. And I think it could, and I think we could in future episodes make this track in more of a way. Finding out that these scientist guys created a person gives us an idea of what they're capable of, which is nearly anything. But what? Okay. Opening sequence, Chiemi's back. No surprise that another insect creature person comes up, but is dot instead of hyphen, and they are different. So what's the last one? Comma? Because there were 3. I don't know. This whole setting is really cool. It looks great. The color contrast is super neat. Also that we have all these moments of like she goes under these flowers, these particular flowers, and we have an identical scene of Frill going through those later in the episode, standing in front of the door, identically to how Frill does, and with identical framing. Interesting, but I don't know what that interesting stuff means. I don't know where's the interest part, right? Cool framing and composition throughout this whole sequence, making this place really interesting. Lots of little hints and stuff that are odd. And I'm assuming that there's some kind of poltergeist here that's allowing all of this to happen, but I guess it's just their fucking magic science house where they can control anything and lead her in so that she can hear their story. And we don't know what part of their story is accurate or not. It's just like, we just don't know. I don't fully trust them. I suppose I should, because we're shown all of these things, which is, in terms of this kind of language means that it's all accurate, but we just don't know. The whole process of them creating a person is cool and weird and interesting, and it happens, and it's really strange, and she's a total mannequin person, and needs some sunlight, and gets all freckly and cute and glorious, and just a little bit off. I think my favorite thing in the episode by far is the setup of the little pop thing, because once they do it like 3 times, I realize, oh shit, they're gonna use this in a really creepy way and flip it later, and they do, and it's great. I think that's a fantastic element. Right, flaws are important. Being uncontrollable is the essence of femininity. There's definitely something weird here about 2 grown men creating an idealized 14-year-old girl child to raise. There's something weird there. Both that they do that, and that it's like their idea of what femininity is when neither of them have experienced it, immediately after an episode that deals in pretty solid part with transness and identity and like the personal nature of such things. So that's kind of fucking weird. What the hell is up with that? Clearly it doesn't go well, right? like they made some fucking mistakes. Now that she's a little bit crazy and a little bit jealous might be something that she would be if she were an organic, like, biologically normal girl person creature, and is not necessarily something that we can point at Akka and Uraraka and be like, y'all fucked up. But I think it stands to reason that y'all fucked up. Y'all created an idealized feminine idol, and she turned into a murder monster. Probably reflects on your ideas of what femaleness is, right? Like, that's a little fucked up, a little weird. Okay. Yeah, there are also a couple of lines with the whole Frill steadily matured more than we imagined. A little bit of weirdness, especially in a show that has dealt frequently with the sexual assault and abuse of children. It's just strange. It's just a little weird. But they live like a family, and they seem happy, which is great. There were moments that we forgot that Frill was an AI. They work on this conference, meet a girl. Here's the other thing about this episode. None of this stuff existed 1 episode ago. The idea of Frill and all of these concepts didn't exist 2 episodes ago. We have doubled down episode by episode on throwing new shit at the wall without exploring and explaining the old shit. And we keep watching it hoping that the newer shit will explain the older shit, and so far it hasn't. The only thing that we get explained here is that Frill is somehow related to the death instinct. Okay. And that she created hyphen and dot and one other. Okay. And none of that really explores or explains what we've been dealing with our characters this whole time. And we go from all of that shit to cutting out the most crucial, most important, most valuable, most interesting part of Wonder Egg Priority, which is the focus upon our quadruo, our quartet of girls, their personal stories and their struggles. That's the strongest part of the show. All of this science fantasy stuff, all of the explanations about Frill are relatively unnecessary, because the arcs that we actually want, that we're actually invested in, that we actually care about seeing come to bear, is not the arc of saving the girls, not the arc of saving the statue girls. Sorry, it's not. It's our characters being okay. Now we're just introducing a new villain, a new problem that is causing them each one by one to dive into that same depressive, near suicidal mentality that is somehow the urge to death. And it doesn't click for me. I don't dislike it, and I fully expect that something coming to the in the future can glue this stuff together, but at the moment it feels disconnected. It feels like there are a bunch of gears in a giant clock spinning, and they're just passing by each other. They're just not clicking and actually making the whole mechanism work, right? It's just not there. I don't. So and you can jump back and just say, oh, it's pacing, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. I think it's ambition. I think it's a story that's overly ambitious, and the seeds of this plot are not present in the first half of the show in any meaningful way. Like, if we had constantly been finding out little bits and pieces of Akka and Ura Akka, right? If there had been in the first half of the show little moments where, like, we walk by a picture of Frill and the thing is scratched out and it's like, what's that? Then we could build this more slowly and more interestingly, and maybe that is a pacing issue. Maybe it's a planning issue. That's what it feels like more than anything, is like a planning issue. Because the core of the first 6, 7, 8 episodes makes all the sense in the world. Even the fantasy elements makes all the sense in the world. Gotta save girls, gotta go to places, gotta save individual girls from their wonder killers, and experience the traumas of others to better understand our own traumas. Done. Boom, done. Fucking done. It's over. That's the whole story. That's all it needs to be. And we don't need the big boss at the end to make that shit work. We just need to keep doing that and exploring those traumas and have those interpersonal conflicts between our quartet. But now we're introducing all this other stuff. And that's okay too, but it needs to click. It needs to click. And maybe it will. Maybe it will come next episode, come the finale episode. Maybe all this shit ties together in a beautiful, wonderful way. But as it stands, this episode feels totally disconnected because we suddenly dive into a location, start talking to Akka, or start talking to Ura Akka, and then the whole episode is flashback, right? It's literally disconnected from our whole story. So what? And it's disconnected from our whole story in a time when what we care about is right here, is Rika's freaking out and on her way to death, right? So is Momo. I guess we'll bring this back so that Ai is the character that understands what's going on and is able to somehow relate in some way and fix this issue. But it doesn't feel connected at the moment. That's super rough. It's super rough. Okay. So we go through the whole surveillance thing. The lack of clarity around whether this organization, society that they're a part of, is in fact the Japan Plati and is somehow, well, I guess it must be related to the company that Neru is a part of. It has to be. Is Neru like the second generation artificial person? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, and she names herself Frill, which I assume has to do with the jellyfish frill imagery that we see constantly. And all the jellyfish have, like, butterfly markings on them, which is interesting. Okay. I will express again that Frill's character design, I think, is great. Because she is the, like, idealized girl that they created, that's what they get to go hard on and make her that idealized girl. Freckles, long hair, a perfect emblem of femininity to some weird extent. And then we throw a wrench in the works with this character. And this location, which then mirrors the location where we have Harumi later and is really weird. This whole question is very interesting from Frill and just shows that she's thinking on a completely different plane from the other characters. Who do you hate? That's what's so interesting. It's also this focus on the hatred and this assumption of hatred that's very strange. Very strange. Marriage, make another one. She wants to make them. She makes them. Might have been trying to redirect, blah, blah, but we didn't have time to understand her, and that's the crucial moment, is that they basically have a child and then ignore the child, and just let her do whatever the fuck she wants and wallow in her lack of satisfaction and her hatred. Absolutely horrifying. Classic coming in while you're in the bath or in the shower scene. Utterly terrifying, has her hands behind her back. We know where this is going. I thought it was going to be a knife because Psycho. That's just the way that these things play. But no, instead it's a hairdryer for electrocution. Shit. And we see her sort of, I guess I have to do this. and I don't think I can. Bam, wham, boom, bam, gone. Also, this running sequence was cool. I mean, it's horrible and it's terrifying, but in terms of expressing that horribleness and terrifyingness, it's cool. Cool. And immediately turn all hatred onto this girl and throw her down some stairs. Not good. And then lock her in an underground closet cabinet place thing with a bunch of technology, and also deny her sense of self and her persona and her self, right? Terrifying. And not in the dark. But then, like, who do I feel for here? I don't know. Everybody. Everybody's wrong, and everybody's right, and everybody's fucked, and it's all fucked up. Like, Frill did a very wrong thing, obviously, but wrong things were done to Frill, but not that wrong. And then more wrong things were done to Frill in retaliation for those wrong things. So it's sort of this cycle of violence that's just bad, and it's just bad, and it makes me hate everybody, and it sucks. What saved us from that was the girl, Himari, who has a really cute little voice actress who I really wonder who that voice actress is. Even though we only hear a couple of, like, little...
Himari.
Just that. Just that makes me... Who does that sound like? It sounds like Kyon's sister from Haruhi. Or things like that. Okay, so we see all of these moments with the frame around them as though they're videotapes, and we see this character. Do her eyes change color at one point? I don't think they do. But she does the pop. And that triggers everything, right? Super spooky. And then that night she dies. Because he rejected her, or because Frill? I don't know. This is another thing that feels really weird to me, which is, like, suicide's a legitimate thing that really happens for real reasons, right? And now, are we making it out to be a weird, like, there's an AI villain that's causing all suicides? I'm not sure. I really don't know. Because we've had genuine reasons like abuse and trauma and things that have led the statue girls to their suicides. And now we're all this stuff that causes them suicide. What's weird? She wasn't like that. She wasn't, which is the classic denial of reasons, right? Like, my girl would never do that. That's impossible. There's no way. There must be something else. There must be something external. And so I wonder if part of what we're going for is this like searching for blame, searching for a reason that might not be there, in order to shuck that blame off of the self. Because for a lot of our Wonder Girls or the Egg Girls, their wonder killers have shucked the blame off of themselves. So I wonder if that's part of the situation that's going on here. I just don't know. So the pop makes Uraraka go here and finds that Frill has somehow, from underneath there, with all those weights on top of it, has organized and constructed a techno webiverse thing. Don't know what it is. Very Lane vibes, lying in the midst of all of this technology in the same dress with the same dirt upon her, and is just happy to see you. Hi. Give me a kiss. Let's be happy together. You used hyphen and dot, which, how does she have what control? I don't know. I don't need granular answers to those things necessarily, but you keep throwing things that could have those answers to them at the screen, and I don't know why. I don't understand yet. Maybe I'm just waiting for some glue to come in, but it has this feeling like even if that glue comes in, it shouldn't have been introduced in this way, in this order, in this sequence. I don't know. The mystery is certainly there. It's certainly interesting. Don't you want to know how that girl died? So pulls her out. I was as angry. Yeah, you're not human. We have the denial of humanity. And they made her to be perfect, right? To be the perfect emblem of humanity. And so she basically is. My name is Frill. Don't pretend not to see me. is heartbreaking, but is exactly what's going on. They're denying herself. So that's fucking weird. I was born from the two of you, and we end up here and then just fade into today. Gathered and investigated data, many causes, but we wondered if there could be something else as well, and we blame it upon Frill, I think. Girls will end up dying when they don't have to because of our mistake. So, Wonder Eggs, a way to interfere with their plans. And he brought her to a location and then burned that location, right? That's Frill in the middle of this place burning, I assume. I think so, but I don't know. What did she think? Not a clue. I don't know either. But closing her heart out of fear or building walls out of hatred would just make her easy prey for Frill. And so I is the best hope because she's the open one, the sunflower, constantly seeking goodness. You mean she'd repeat our mistakes, she goes to throw an egg and then doesn't, and then can't. But why? I don't know. Damn it, cut to ED. Con-freaking-fusing. Con-freaking-fusing. Weird episode. Okay, I'm going to skim through it from the beginning again, and I'm going to see if there's anything that in particular that I want to talk about or that I feel like I've missed, because there was a lot here. So give me a sec to do that, and I'll be back. That teddy bear, Neru episode, I think that was 9. Starting to make me think that Neru is an AI, because she's the only one who hasn't been approached by the hyphen and Dotten people yet. But I guess there is a third, so maybe. Okay, the other thing that's going on here that's become more apparent as I skim through it again. Frill's actions are fucked up, obviously, and she's become what we're seeing as a villain at this point in the story. Also, the lip popping is super creepy. We experience all of this story from Uraraka's point of view, which is to say that in the course of the show, we're seeing it all from the point of view of the type of character who is generally the abuser. And thus we lose all nuance and all understanding of the reality of what has happened here. It's not like we're watching through the CCTVs and seeing an accurate portrayal of what happened. What we see is two guys who work together, who create their perfect ideal of a girl child and then ignore her and raise her terribly. Like, they have no idea. They also create this child as a 14-year-old, right? So no history, no growing up, none of handling and dealing with all of that stuff. I'm wondering where the blame lies here, because it seems to me that it lies more on Akka and Uraraka, and that they are now seeking to atone for their guilt by forcing the Wonder Girls to go into these egg worlds and do things and save people. And I'm really curious about what we're being lied to about. What things here are true at all, because they see it this way and they're on this quote righteous path. But at the end, we have true, like, real human with real love and really seeking truth and light and love and all of those things, hesitate to dive back into the games that they're playing. I'm really curious about what's really going on here. I don't know. I just don't know. Is Neru an AI? I don't know. And we have Dot and Hyphen and one other all following the example put down by Frill, who is a girl who is not a girl, but is a girl, and is a person, but also not a person. The whole Eros and Thanatos thing is weird. I don't know how to feel about this episode. There are a bunch of elements in it that work super well. The lip popping thing is super creepy and is a little weird and twisted in a weird way. And then the way that everything is explained feels true but also off, and from a perspective that's trying to color it in a certain way, right? In the same way that that people tell stories about things that they've done, and they exchange their actual guilt and the actual things that are their fault for other reasons, and sort of dance around the reasons for things. I don't know. I don't know. I will say the lip popping is great. The way we do the horrifying scenes is super impactful and super horrifying and very traumatic. Super weird episode. Super weird episode. I don't know how to feel about it. I need more. I need more to know. I think I'm going to end up watching this again over the next week, and maybe I'll come up with more ideas about it. I mean, there are flowers that are the same as the ones that are in the field, I think, or similar, but I don't know. What a baffling episode. Not necessarily in a bad way. Not necessarily in a bad way. In a confusing way, in a baffling way, but in a weird way. I can't wait to have people like talk in the Discord and talk in the comments about what they felt about this episode and what they thought was going on, because I'm sure that there are some differing opinions and some different ideas about this whole thing. I just don't know. I don't know. Feels weird. I'm going to stick to my guns and say that a lot of the stuff that's going on here feels like we're throwing more stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks in a time when we should be moving into getting real answers, and it feels like we're just getting more questions. That could be okay. It feels like the seeds of this story weren't planted early enough, maybe. Or maybe we're just finding out enough to find out about these things now. I don't know. I'm like right on the fence on this one. Certainly an intriguing episode and one that kept me solidly engaged, but mostly my engagement was, and I don't know if that's necessarily the thing that we were going for here, like because I feel like I don't get what we're going for exactly. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to wrap there for Wonder Egg Priority 11. This is a very strange episode. I can't tell if we're off the rails or just on a different track. And I guess we'll have to wait until the next episode and then the finale to really figure all this shit out. Looking forward to it, looking forward to seeing if they can bring this all together in a way that feels satisfying. Because there are a ton of interesting concepts floating in the air, and I just want them condensed down into something that I can wrap my head around. We'll see if they can do it. Okay, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Wonder Egg Priority Episode 11. What the fuck? See you next week for more of that. Peace.